The thing we really took from last year is how we saw how those seniors took in the freshmen, everybody. Like, we weren't split up by grade. We were all one team, and the way we bonded, after every game, every time we have free, we're doing something together, and it goes a long way. Like, it just builds chemistry, so we're taking that in, and we're taking it to a next level this year.
Lucas, I think we were talking about it a little bit earlier. You guys graduate a big play guy like Sean, but Cohen really showed what he can do. We're leaving him last year.
Absolutely.
Powerful running back. You have Tymier back. You have Dylan back. What do you make of the pieces and how this group is different offensively from a year ago?
So losing Sean is obviously big. He was a great player, made a lot of plays for us and bailed us out a couple times, stuff like that. But we have 8 seniors, I believe, starting on offense, so I'm really excited about that. Like, the O-line's already looking like they did at the end of the year last year. Like, the chemistry's set. The young guys we're bringing up, we're taking in stuff from Sean Doyle and Max Robar's last year. And then with the receivers, we have two returning starters, and then we got Charlie coming in. He played safety his whole career. He's a great athlete, and I don't expect any hit there. I expect a great receiving core. And then Cohen, obviously, him and Sean played really well off of each other last year. But our rushing attack, I don't expect us to just air it out this year. Like, I expect us to have a very strong rushing attack, and I think our passing game's going to play off of it. I think our rushing game's going to play off of our passing. I expect to be not one-dimensional in any way.
I think it's just picking up where we left off, like they said. Like, we were third-round exits, left a bad taste in our mouth, and I think we're back and we're good.
Our secret to success is hard work. That's the bottom line. I mean, it's it's not flashy stuff or anything like that. It's just the grind.
How hard do you feel like this team's been working?
I think they've been working pretty hard, but there's definitely room for improvement in there, and that's what I talked to them about at the end of practice. I mean, we've had a good solid 3 days, but I mean, we can push it a little bit harder.
You got to walk in with the chip on your shoulder, because obviously you have Sean Patrick, D1, best player probably in the state, best offensive player in the state. So, I remember even my parents telling me when I went in first, nobody knew who I was. So, like, that's to me, I got to prove myself. And then testament to the big boys up front, man, like, I can't do what I do without them blocking. Like, the way I run is just different from Sean. It's my own style, and then without the blocks I get from them, it wouldn't happen. And that just kind of shows how we work together as a unit. And then even outside, when you run outside zone track, we got wideouts out there, Krupp, Tymier blocking, and everybody's doing their part.
Last year it was just me and Doyle kind of going both ways. This year it's going to be a lot more of all of us playing both ways. So I'm just trying to lead, because I know last year Sean was kind of like, all right, we got to do extra stuff, extra conditioning, you're going to get tired. So I'm just trying to show them what they need to do to be ready for that.
And since the freshman, Sean Doyle's been a starter, so obviously he knows what he's doing, and he helped me progress every single year. I mean, he's one of the best linemen I've ever seen. He's one of the strongest guys I've ever seen. And his brother Kale, is playing at Wake Forest, so he knows a lot of stuff too. So he passed it on to all of us. Now we're passing it on to the younger guys as well.
We made a big focus on emphasis of just grinding. Got in the weight room in the off season, really grinded, get after it, and make sure that we don't have that taste on this field anymore, because it's our last ride as seniors. So we get 5 guaranteed home games on this field, and we got the opportunity to have 7. We ended up going 6-1 on this field, so we don't want to have the opportunity. We want to go all the way to states. So if we bring those young guys along, like the other guys said, they could be a big part in it, like in the scout team and stuff like that.
Well, history and the past is a great teacher, and our kids remember those 2 games that we lost last year were hard lessons, and it's something that we've reminded our kids about all off season. The captains, the seniors, they've especially bought into it, and we don't want to make the same mistake. We'll get whatever we deserve, and as hard as we work, and if we don't work hard, we're going to end up on the wrong side of the scoreboard.
Last year, I don't really want to talk about last year that much, but I mean, obviously we came out and that wasn't the team that we were, and I think that for all of us, it just kind of shows us that that's not how we play football, and we can do a lot better than that. So that kind of motivates us to just keep going this year, work even harder than we did last year, and just get all the pieces together to be as good as we possibly can. We know how good we can be. We tapped into it last year. We really showed a lot of people how good we can be. And to me, there was 2 weeks, our 2 losses where, maybe we got a little too cocky or a little too confident, off of a big win or something like that. And, our best games the next week, maybe looking ahead to someone else, we got caught, and that's what happened. So we got to be humble. Whatever happened last week, great, learn from it, but it's a new week and we got a new challenge ahead. So that's my biggest takeaway from last year and Coach Grube's message. We know every practice, no matter how good the last one was, it's got to be even better.